I found it interesting, guys, talking to Wanda Durant, the mother of Kevin Durant, because you have to imagine, someone who's willing to come on the phone with us and is on Twitter at Mama Durant would be in tune to the things that are being said about her son. And you brought up a great point. I mean, Kevin Durant, if you recall when LeBron did the whole decision in 2010, shortly thereafter, Durant signed an extension with Oklahoma City, and he announced it on Twitter, and people went, look, he's the anti-LeBron. He did it on Twitter. And Steph Curry, I mean, his Q rating, the guy's about as popular as puppy and kitten videos on YouTube. So, I mean, does this affect him too? Do people start to even turn against Steph Curry now?
Well, I think, I don't know about Steph Curry, but I think as a team, I think certainly Kevin Durant, and I think as a team, the last year they were this team you rooted for to break the record. I think coming toward the end of the season, that started to wane a little bit, but that's who you rooted for. Now that they're this superpower, what does everybody want to see? Everybody likes the big, strong, brash person until they become a bully, right? And then you want to see the bully's nose bloodied. And I think that's what, kind of like when LeBron went to Miami, that's what they became. Individually, LeBron was loved. I mean, what has he done that has been negative since he's come into the league? I mean, he's handled everything incredibly well for coming in as a teenager. Dwayne Wade, beloved. Chris Bosh, there wasn't a negative thing on Chris Bosh. These guys all came together, and then they were hated. And it didn't help the whole not 3, not 4, not 5, and all that, but still, they were hated. So I think now that this super team, which still has to play 82 games in their schedule, came together, I think they went from, wow, this awesome, cool thing to watch to, okay, now they got too many great players. We want to see them go down.
Yeah, people like you until you stop living up to the image that they've got in your head of you. And what was the image of Golden State? They were the anti-Miami Heat. They didn't come together. They came together organically. Right. These guys were their draft picks. They brought them up the right way. It was this gradual rise to stardom. And then all of a sudden, they were these guys. They were the humble superstars. You had everyone who tried to treat Steph Curry like he had, they had their kid gloves on with him. He was cute to them. And then all of a sudden you realize that this group is a group of great accomplished players who are going to have that level of arrogance that comes with that. And they showed that on the court a lot of times throughout that time period when we also became a bit overexposed to them as they were the biggest story in the NBA, bar none. So all of that came to a head, and now you add the big-time free agent of Kevin Durant in conjunction with all of those other things as we saw them in the finals really turn Cleveland into the lovable underdogs, a team with LeBron James, who has been one of the more despised athletes at a national level. So, again, once you break that mold that people have set for you, the reasons they like Golden State, when you start to run counter to that narrative, that's when people start to turn.
People aren't really usually rational when they're emotional, and we've seen a lot of emotion come out of this. But what about the idea that it was bad for the league? I think, when you guys ran a poll last week, was it good or bad for the league? More people said it was bad for the league.
Right.
But you know what I think would have proven it was bad for the league? If people didn't vote in the poll.
Yeah.
The higher the poll responses would show you that I think it's good for the league because, look, what was it, a week ago? A week ago today that Kevin Durant made the decision, and we are still talking about it.
I'll say it again. I mean, over the last, the finals ratings were the highest ratings in the last 15 years. Now, you would expect that because everybody saw Golden State and Cleveland getting together again, and if they were to get together again for a third year in a row, the ratings will be high. But also attendance in all the arenas was the highest it's been in 10 years. People are going to the games. The money's going up. Remember, when the cap's going up, that means they're making more money. Then they're making more money. They're flush with money. I'm tired of hearing, oh, my God, the Alan Crab jokes are jokes out there.
About, Mozgov,
I'm
Solomon Hill.
tired of it. Okay, fine. You don't like them getting big money, but you know what? And you keep ripping these players. You know what? There's 450 players in the NBA. You know what? You're not in it. They are. They were good enough to be in it, so they're good enough to bear the fruits of what that league holds.